Hello and happy spring, sir. Welcome to the podcast.
Happy spring to you. You sound so up.
Do I really? Do I have a pep?
No, you don't. I was joking.
Oh, you're being facetious.
You didn't even say your name. You
Well,
always start with your name.
No, we've done that less recently. Have you noticed that? It's because it's more of a connection with the audience. They know who we are at this point.
Oh, well, I just leaned forward, which I also remember you told me to stop doing that.
No, please don't do that.
Yeah. Well, I'm Scott. You're Dan.
I'm Dan. Yeah. So for people who are new, and there are more people, joining every day, our voices are similar but different. At the beginning, I felt it was like important to but as I listen back every episode, obviously you can tell the difference between our voices when you watch it on our YouTube channel. You can certainly see the difference. By the way, congratulations on getting a haircut. That's a momentous occasion. People should go watch it just for that.
Yeah. Thank you. I was more excited about actually just getting my hair washed. Gross. Getting a cut was sort of like a byproduct of getting it washed. I think I had to get a cut in order to get the wash. Yeah.
I'm sure you could just have gotten it washed. There's places that do that.
I don't. Yeah, not within walking distance of my house.
Sure.
So
well, yeah.
I can only walk because they can't drive, which is still hilarious. Although I did drive on Friday, and I got some positive news from the doctor on Friday.
Would you want to share that, or do you want to do the theme song first?
I don't know. Well, since I just shared it, maybe I should just share it, and then we can
bring it on. Let's go.
I didn't even tell you that actually. Oh. So I went to the doctor, and they said my wound is healing well. He was very pleased. Although I think I sent you the picture, right? It's pretty gross.
I just realized that we weren't even on the screen together, but keep going.
Oh, all right, nice. So I think I sent you the picture. So they said my wound is healing nicely, although it hurts like an MFer, candidly.
Oh, by the way, while you're talking here, we're gonna put up the graphic. We can do that, right?
Put up the graphic of my back.
Yeah, come on. People need to see this.
It's disgusting.
People need to see this.
It's disgusting. So you can put up the graphic. We should actually put it up with the X-rays.
Like that's what I'm talking about. The X-ray. Yeah, people are looking at it right now. People who are watching on our YouTube are looking at it right now. So
yeah, it's rough. Like I didn't know what to expect. I was a little bit shocked when they showed me the X-rays and I saw how long the screws were. And I said to my doctor, I was like, really? He was like, yeah, dude, what do you think we were doing? He said, you have screws and a plate holding your spine together. And I was like, oh, and I think at that moment, it was a tough moment for me. I was there by myself, and then I saw the picture of my actual scar or whatever. Sure. And well, it's not really a scar yet, I guess, because it's still healing. But I looked at it all, and it kind of freaked me out. Incision, yeah, kind of freaked me out. And then, yeah, I just had a lot of medical / medicinal, challenges since Friday in terms of my overall stuff. But the good news was I got the thumbs up from the doctor that I cannot have to bandage it anymore, which is good. And I can start showering.
Hey,
I need to go to, yeah. Although I will say, so I've done it.
If it's everyone.
Yeah, I've showered, right. I've showered twice and it's really hard. Like to my point of what I used to say, or I've always said, you don't know what anyone else got going on. If you have back surgery and you have to get in the shower and you can't really get your back really that wet, and you have to wash your hair without bending your back because you can't really bend, it's actually really hard.
Sure.
Yeah, it was really challenging. So that was a little bit frustrating. But yeah, overall positive news that I'm on the road to recovery, which is way longer than I thought it was going to be. I thought he was joking when he said I'd be back in action by my birthday. I thought that was like a sick joke, really. And I'll be shocked.
Why would the doctor? That's a weird relationship you have with your doctor. If
he's a cool guy, he's a great guy. I don't know. I mismanaged my expectations on this whole thing. Like I really thought that because usually like I skin a knee and I'm like back in action in a couple of days. And this is not obviously skinning your knee. So
I will say, just to be topical for a second, Scott, looking at your X-ray, it made me realize that your origin story was definitely the worst part of the Snyder Cut. They spent way too much time on the backstory of you turning into a cyborg, and not enough. Oh, that wasn't you.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't. It's like literally the story of the weekend, other than March Madness, the Snyder Cut, Justice League. Finally, they released the Snyder Cut on HBO Max, and it's 4 hours long in 6 parts plus an epilogue. It's ridiculous. I watched it on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. You're right. Oh, I meant the part of you watching it on Friday and Saturday.
Better than the original one, which is amazing because anyway. We said at the beginning, happy spring, right? So we got to get to the theme song. We're already like 10 minutes in, and we haven't even themed us. There's 2 songs, so I want to know which one you like better.
I won't know either of them.
You'll know both.
You usually play songs I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna do the one that you'll know more first. I was gonna do it the other way around, but this is the one. This is the one. Hopefully, the sound will be fine on this. Can you hear that?
Yeah. Yeah, Nirvana.
There you go. You knew right off the bat.
Nice. Finally.
What do you mean finally?
Finally get a song that I like and know.
You know what song this is? Do you know why I picked this song?
I was like, sure.
Oh my God. You just invalidated everything.
I'm just kidding.
Are you?
I just let it ride for a second.
Oh, we're going to let it run. Live versions. Hopefully we won't get flagged by our YouTubers.
Oh, it's really like, this is on the downside of.
It was a live concert. 1992, so it was. Look at it here. If you know it, you're going to know it here. Ready? No. You heard it, but you don't know it.
No. Okay, I love Nirvana. Okay, go to the next song. Go to the song I don't know. No, I understand what the song is. I'm saying, like, gotcha. I didn't know you were waiting for me to name it. Like, why is
you said let it play out? Yeah, I thought you were waiting.
No, I mean let it play out. I like Nirvana. I like In Bloom. I like the song. Like
it's in bloom. Get it? Because it's spring. It's in bloom. Yes, everything's in bloom.
I get it
because it's springtime. Yes, this one's a little more. This one's a little more on the nose here. I cut in a little bit early. There's like one guess who this could be.
Kylie Minogue.
Really? That's the guess?
You can't say get one guess and when I guess it wrong, you're like, really? You're
it's Donna Summer, Spring Affair.
Why would I know that?
It's Donna Summer.
I wasn't born. I wasn't listening and dancing.
This song came out in 1976. You were 4 years old, man.
Why would I have known a song from when I was 4 years old?
You don't know songs from the 70s? Donna Summer, Spring Affair. Congratulations.
I didn't know that song. I remember songs from the 90s because that was when I was paying attention more. So I knew Nirvana. Like, like 50% is that not like a good thing?
No, it's actually in almost every situation it's terrible. But yeah.
Well, you didn't give me more than 2. Like, you always play music I don't know. So in any case, so okay, good. So our theme
Spring
is
Affair.
Spring, right? Gotcha. In Bloom, Nirvana, spring. What I will say, what's really nice about spring, this all ties into how I'm feeling on my back, is that I so appreciated you too, but even more so, Mom, coming to spend a couple days with me because my world is a little bit overwhelming. Like I'm sure a lot of you out there who are listening, your world is a little bit overwhelming too. One thing that was really nice though is when Mom was here, it's overwhelming, which is odd because I'm like home every day, but I'm working a lot. The kids are around all the time because I have school, still remotely. And I just really kind of didn't stay on top of my mail and like my organization and all that other stuff. So I had a lot of crap laying around and Mom opened up everything and like created files, like file cabinet. It was amazing. It was like awesome. She created a file cabinet and like 4 of them and put them and then did them like alphabetically, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But it was so amazing that she put all this stuff together, organized for me. And I just felt so good. I felt terrible for my back, but I felt so good about my life that it was organized. And I've really been trying to stay on top of that for my own personal spring cleaning. As I get mail, I open it and I then file it into these file folders, which is like cathartic. Truly.
Well, it's interesting, Scott, that you bring up spring cleaning. It's almost as if we planned this. No?
You're always planning something, so.
We have a new guide, ebook, however you want to call it. We're calling it a guide on the site right now for the spring. Spring started this past weekend, and now people are outside. People are doing a lot more, and this sort of, I think the genesis of this came when I was actually up there, right, a couple weeks ago, and then we reached out to some of our important people in the world to try to put together a guide for our listeners, our readers, and whatnot. It's called the 21 Tips for Spring Cleaning Your Life. And so that is one of them, actually, which is interesting. And I mean, maybe not interesting because it's the reason why it's one of them.
It probably came from that, I would say.
Right. Although, to be honest, on that one, as I'm looking through it and we're editing things and stuff, a lot of the tips that I noticed in that particular one about organization, like 100% from my ex. So maybe it's a combination thereof of the women in our lives, but like I'm looking at, I'm like, right, I looked in my own file cabinet, which I've never filed anything in the world until this year. And I'm looking and I'm like, I did the best I could remembering how she does it, because she's the most organized person I've ever met in my entire life. And so that's where you pick these things up. And a lot of these tips are things that we've picked up along the way, that people who we work with have picked up along the way. We've sort of mashed them together. And it's everything from how to clean out your filing cabinets to how to like declutter your mind. And so I want to go through, we're not going to get into too much depth about this, but we're going to sort of talk about this on the show, the 21 tips for spring cleaning your life. People can download it. Should we give them the URL? I'll put it on the screen, but should we just say it out loud? And is that how we do things? That's how we promote things?
Yeah, I think you need to say it out loud for all those people that are not on YouTube.
Okay. Well, this would make them go to YouTube, right? No, that's bad marketing. Divorceplaybook.com/spring cleaning. Very easy. Divorceplaybook.com/
one word, spring cleaning.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Don't confuse people by allowing hyphens again.
I'm not confusing people. I'm making sure that they understand if they want to go check it out, because this is actually a very helpful thing. And we even put some things in there from our team that I didn't even think about. So as I got a sneak peek, obviously, at it, and I started to clean up my phone, which I don't want to give away the things we're doing, but
you've given away two already.
Well, the filing cabinet, I didn't give it away. We started it by that. Like that was just a real thing.
Why don't you just do it in your order, and I'll just tell you if you get them right. Just start naming shit, and then I'll tell you if it's on the list.
No, dude, I'm heavily medicated. Stop making fun of me.
By the way, before we get to the 21 tips for spring cleaning your life, again, you can download it on our site, divorceplaybook.com/spring cleaning. It is free for a limited time, right? We're giving it to everyone, all of our listeners and readers.
Really?
Yeah, I decided that.
Oh, all right. Well, I download it fast.
For like a day or two. I think it was your decision, actually, but whatever.
Really? I'm telling you, I'm heavily medicated, man. I don't know what I'm talking about lately.
Well, as it stands, it's a very useful thing. And we've done, this is our second sort of guide that we've put together. The first one we did was about, fixing your dating profiles and stuff. And that's something that we're not going to stray from too much, because you brought up on the phone the other day, Scott, with me, that like people are just getting back out there now. They're getting vaccinated. Spring's coming. They can sit outside and go to restaurants again and feel comfortable. And they're just like still using the same dating profile from like a year ago where their photos were already outdated. And so that's a whole nother conversation we need to get into at some point.
Yeah. We'll do that next show, because I think that people are going to make a huge mistake here. They're just going to get so eager and anxious to get back out there that they don't care. And if you can't spend a little bit of time like dusting off your dating profile, like after a global pandemic, and where you probably have old pictures and everyone's getting vaccinated, like you said, and all these other things, and you can't take like an hour, half an hour to like post a few new pictures and rewrite how you might be feeling now so you attract the right person instead of just getting laid. Like, come on.
Well, again,
come on. That's just effing lazy.
It is lazy.
It's lazy.
And we can help with that. However, Scott, I don't agree with the last thing you said, where you said finding the right person or just trying to get laid. Some people, and this is fine, are just trying to get laid.
I understand, but you could get, okay, I'm not judging. If you just want to get laid, that's great. If you dust off your profile, you'll get a better lay.
That's not untrue. 100%.
There you go. So it's cool. I'm not judging.
I had a very interesting weekend, by the way.
Okay, can we get to the free guide that you're giving away all of our IP for free. Can you just
By the way, we're going to talk about that on the other end because some interesting things happened.
All right.
I have a 30 for 30 update, by the way.
Dude, can you just announce what it is again, and then we can kind of run through what these
21 are? 21 tips for spring cleaning your life. Number 1.
Wait. Can you just say what it is again? Like where to go to get it? I know you're putting it on the screen, but for everyone that's listening to the actual podcast, just say it one more time.
I've said it twice. You go to divorcedplaybook.com/spring cleaning. All one word. Spring cleaning. Spring cleaning.
Gotcha.
Repetition for effect.
Bowl.
What are you doing?
For any of my friends out there that love How I Met Your Mother, that was a famous episode where if you repeat anything over and over again, you're gonna think it's weird. So
why?
Spring cleaning.
Why, by the way, do I have all of these adornments, if you will, and you do not have the Barney Stinson Pop Funko anywhere visible? Couldn't even have it in like the back corner near your TV. What is that?
I don't know that it's on my shelf. I don't know that's not visible. I don't know what's happening behind
Watch the show, man. You just can see. You can't see it.
Bro, I do watch the show. I listen to it through YouTube. I don't really watch it that much because I know what we look like.
And I don't tips for spring cleaning your life.
And I don't feel like I look very good lately. So that's another story.
So they're broken down into sections. We're gonna just kind of blast through this. We're gonna actually do, I believe, Scott, maybe when you're not as medicated, videos on each one of these, right? It's gonna be sort of when we're not giving it away for free and we're actually charging, whatever. The people who listen to the show, this is how I always did my podcast and my radio show. The people who listen are the most dedicated people. If you're going to sit here for 45 minutes or an hour with us and indulge in the ridiculousness and listen to us and comment back on Instagram or Facebook, then you deserve something, right? And that's what we're doing. We hope that it's some kind of give back to help our listeners, but also, to be honest, we need you to evangelize for us. Like,
yeah, give it away. Away. I'm serious. Like, if you're going to just come download it, share with your friends. It's good stuff. All right, run through it, and then we'll talk about it a little more. That's fine.
So it's in some.
It's great when it's my money that we're just giving stuff away.
So the first section is kind of decluttering, right? So the first part of spring cleaning, declutter. Number 1 is the fridge. Declutter the fridge. We're not going to go into too much depth about how we do it and what we suggest.
But they don't go into too much depth. Just download it. You'll see the depth. Just name them.
Oh, we're not going to talk about any of them. We're just going to blast through.
Yeah, just blast through it. Come on. Like it's obvious. Like, clean your fucking fridge.
No, that's not obvious. You don't want to tell people it's obvious. The way that we're telling them to clean it is very specific.
No, I'm saying it's obvious that we'll have clean the fridge. Download the free guide and we'll tell you how to clean it.
Okay, that's fine. All right.
Like, our experts taught us how to clean it. My fridge is now clean the right way because I read our own guide. There we go. I don't watch us on YouTube, but I actually do read the words that are in our own guides that are supposed to be paid for but are free.
Number 2, declutter your pantry. Also, linen closet sort of gets into that. And I'm not going to give anything away, but what's interesting, Scott, is how specific you get when you separate and organize.
Yeah.
That it's not just a snack shelf.
Yeah. Don't go into it. All I'll say is, like, this one was harder for me because I can't do it because of my back.
Oh, no. This came from your house. This number 2, you have stuff in the most. I almost took everything out to reorganize your entire.
Why
kitchen.
didn't you?
Because honestly, I didn't want you to get confused. Why do you have the peanut butter near the sink, but the other snacks across the fridge? Then you have stuff on the bottom right that is backup, like boxes of.
Look, I got a broken back, dude. I don't know what to say. Next topic.
You got a broken kitchen too.
All right.
Number 3, and this is a crossover one. This is probably my favorite one of the actual like house decluttering. Declutter your medicine chest. And the reason I say that is because we have a product coming out, or a guide coming out, which I believe is going to be our next one, which is the essential moving out and moving on list that we've teased that before on the show. And people can, members can get that. We're gonna give that to people in a couple of weeks. Look, a lot of people. Yeah. Well, we might sell it, whatever. That's your decision. I'm just saying people are going to have access to it. Whatever, dude. The point is that we went through months ago after I moved, we talked to a lot of people. Nicole Gray came on and helped us with a lot of that kind of stuff, and the Facebook Marketplace, and we've helped a lot of people find furniture and other things like that in the past. We put together a list, and it's about 750 items that you need when you move out, and you don't think about it. Well, we broke down the medicine chest and put that in this guide, so you can see all of the things. It's like 72 items, which sounds insane, but then you look at it and you're like, I need every one of these.
Yeah.
So that's number 3.
Yeah. Can I be controversial on this show or not? Or should I not be controversial?
Actually, you know what, Scott? You know what's controversial about it? You know what I don't have on that list? Any sort of prophylaxis. That's a little controversial.
Well, we should add that probably.
I just realized that.
Yeah, you should add that. That's not that. It's not as controversial as what I was about to say, but maybe I won't say it.
Well, I mean, it's not.
It's not.
Go ahead.
Double entendre.
No. It's a double negative.
At this point, I would say when we get to that point of the medicine cabinet or bathroom or whatever guide that we put together, just get it anywhere but CVS.
Oh no!
CVS. I'm telling you, you can play this clip as much as you want. CVS, you have some serious problems with your stores. You have some serious problems with your pharmacists. And I'm telling you right now, if my back didn't hurt so much, I'd be picketing outside of CVS right now. Buy your stuff from anywhere but CVS.
No, don't say that. We almost had a deal when we were doing the hemophilia charity stuff that we were going to have our stuff in every one of their stores. So
F CVS.
Oh my God.
Let's keep going. If you give me enough time, man, I'm gonna ruin a few businesses that need some smacking around. CVS sucks.
When did you become me? What are you doing?
I'm telling you, CVS has some serious problems.
Number 4, declutter your phone. Now, you teased this one earlier. I'm going to give this one away because this is one that we're putting on Instagram anyway. So people are going to see this one.
I know.
Delete.
Well, then go to Instagram.
No, can I just give them something? People are listening to this. Christ's sake, what is wrong with you today? You're like telling me not to talk. What is the show? Just me saying a list of shit?
You've already talked about that. You're teasing the getting laid part. So I'm trying to get people to that part.
I never said about getting laid. Who said anything about getting laid?
You said you're 30 for 30.
I never said about getting laid. I said I had an interesting weekend. That is totally not what happened.
Oh, all right. Talk about the phone thing.
I got very drunk and did something dumb. That's what I was going to talk about. Right. When have I ever told a story where I end up and the moral is I got some? It's always like I'm in a park, like being robbed or something. Like, come on. Have you listened to the show?
Being robbed of your
do you have to take that?
No, I am waiting for my doctor to call it because of CVS.
Oh my God.
It's a horrible, horrible place. But anyway, keep going.
Number 4, declutter your phone. And again, I'm giving this one away because we're giving it away anyway. This is the suggestion, and we've gotten this from people. And this is an old thing, but it's a good one. Go to your phone right now. Delete 5 apps. Now, they're all backed up on the cloud. So if you ever need to download them again, then you can just get them, right? Delete 5 apps. And I did this. I took our advice and I did this, and I went through, like, why did I have a StockX app? StockX is where you sell sneakers. I'm trying to sell a pair of sneakers that I had bought for Zoe, and they don't want them, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I waited too long to return them, so I'm going to try and sell them online. But why do I need an app for that? Like, what?
I did this too, and I deleted an app. I didn't even know what it was. It's called Arrow, and it was the New York City cab version of like Uber. So it's like, if you didn't want to get an Uber or a Lyft and you wanted a cab, why would you ever want to do that? And you wanted a cab, go to Arrow, which never worked, and go to our app. Or I still had that app on there. So that was one that I got rid of too, which made me really happy to get rid of a couple of these apps. I was thrilled, actually. By the way, I got rid of 15. I mean, I know we say 5. I got rid of 15. Yeah.
That's awesome. And by the way, the one thing and I did this as well, but you look and you're like, I've gone to that restaurant one time. Why do I still have the app on my phone? Like, sure, like it's easier to order from there. Yeah. No, but I'm saying, like, if you don't go there anymore, or the stuff's closed.
I totally agree. All right, that's great.
Number 5. This one is one that we could sit on for a long time, so we're not going to. We'll do this in a future episode, or we'll do a separate video for this. Declutter your mind. And that is a really important one. And it kind of goes from like decluttering your stuff to decluttering yourself. And this talks a lot about mindfulness and meditation and things like that, which is very helpful. We've had Missy Beck on here. We've had, Nicole Anand on here talking about a lot of this stuff with us. And it's really simple, Scott, simple stuff to make your life a lot calmer and certainly a lot better.
Yeah. Agreed.
Number 6, we go from decluttering to organizing. Number 6 is organize your filing cabinets.
There we go. Thanks to our mom. I am organized.
And my ex.
And your ex. God bless her.
Everyone. Number 7. By the way, did you notice? I can't believe you didn't comment on this. Number 7, organize your photos. Now, this goes back to your printable
photos of our grandparents.
Yeah, you didn't mention that. The photo. This is worth the download in and of itself.
It was a great photo. It was an amazing photo. Those are two of my favorite people that were on the planet and still visit me on a regular basis. Yes.
Wait, can you explain that? Hold on. What?
Oh, you don't know this? I told you. I'm at this point where I am believing in a higher power. I believe in faith and fate, perhaps God, and I'm not sure what that really means. But yeah, our grandparents, like, Papa visits me. He's a Robin, and he visits me all the time.
This is amazing.
Like, he comes out. Legitimately. I'm not. For those of you that believe in this, I'm telling you, I do, and he 100% visits me. My mom not as much. Like, he doesn't come as much, but Papa has been visiting me since basically the day he died. As a Robin, and he had reddish hair, so this Robin has a full breast of like orange. He had like orangish red hair and a full breast like this. And this is I'm telling you, this is serious. Like,
it's very serious.
This Robin pop-up comes so close to me. It's like he wants to, and when I'm having really hard times and I walk outside, he's there. He's there. He's outside the window sometimes. Like, when I'm going through rough patches, like, he's making sure I'm okay. And he comes around. And so he'll come around, and every once in a while, when I worry about him, he shows up with my mom, another Robin. Like, the two of them show up and they get really close. But my mom really doesn't. He pop up, checks up on me all the time.
This is, and I am so amazed that is where that went from you. This is real. I'm befuddled. I don't even know how to continue the show. I want to spend the next hour on this.
It's real. Like, and anyone that doesn't believe in that or doesn't agree with me, like, it's real. Like, he 100% is visiting me as a Robin. And I'm telling you, if anybody has ever gotten close to birds, they will fly away. Like, they're scared of you. This Robin is our grandfather, and he visits me regularly, especially when I'm going through tough times. I remember when I first got divorced and I rented this house. It was a big house, and I would sit out on the deck. I had this back deck looking to the woods, and I really just couldn't get through my days. Like, I didn't know how I was going to make it. And I would sit there, like, just like in tears on our back deck, and just wondering, like, how am I going to work? How am I going to make money? How am I going to, like, take care of my kids? They're so little. And I was just so overwhelmed. And Pop-Up as the Robin, it sounds like a Batman show or something. Pop-Up playing Robin. The Robin would come and sit. I'd be on this chair, and he would come and sit right on the ledge and just, like, stare at me. And I, like, talk to him because he was right there, obviously. And this would happen every single time. I'm telling you, every single time. And tell me if you've ever gone somewhere where you've seen a bird follow you around. Not only did you do that, we moved from that house to the house we're in now, and showed up again. Same Robin, same Pop-Up, followed us here, and is now, every single time I have a hard time, I go outside and he flies up and, like, sits on the chair next to me and we have a conversation. I mean, now he can't talk, obviously, but obviously. he lets me talk, and it just makes me feel really good and safe.
I had a friend who passed away a year younger than me. I'm not going to do what you did and name the pharmaceutical that he took that had side effects of what eventually took his life. But one of those,
what does that mean?
One of those may cause side effects. He had a disease and he had to take something for it. And the side effects basically ended his life and ruined his health.
No, but when did I say that?
Well, you mentioned a company that I'm not going to repeat. That not to go there. I'm not going to out a company.
Don't do that. I'm outing a company because CVS sucks. That's okay.
Again,
So talk about your story.
Point being, he was very young and he had young nieces and nephews, and his sister told the kids, when you see same thing, like when you see a bird come by, like that's Richie, and that's what, and the kids, it like very much helped them.
It's real. Trust me.
Because then they, instead of being sad, they're looking outside and they're like, there he is. There, like he's looking.
By the way, you don't know what you'll come back as, but I definitely want, and you can share this episode or whatever with my kids, that if I am to go earlier than expected, I will 100% come back as something. I hope I come back as their dog because they treat their dog better than they treat me. But if I can't come back as their dog, then I'll come back as a bird, because a bird seems pretty cool because I can fly around and see everybody. I think a bird's, a really good idea. And that's how Pop Up came back, and I appreciate it. And my kids will get the same for me and my grandkids, hopefully.
On another show, because we've just spent a lot of time on number 7, which we didn't even talk about the actual tip. Go download it, and you can listen to this. We could have a whole conversation about how dogs actually run the world. There's no other like organism on the planet where humans walk behind them and pick up their crap and hold it for like 10 minutes while they just do whatever they want.
Yeah, let's talk about that on another show, because I can go into that a lot. Because
number 8. Organize your clothes. This means both your closet and your drawers. And what's funny about it, and I'll just say the one thing, 2020, sweatpants are having a moment. Why did I ever wear any other type of pants? 2021, wait, our office is opening again? What the hell am I going to do with all these sweatpants? That's pretty much everyone's life right now. So we have some tips for that. Like everyone's just like, shit, I can't wear sweatpants every day again? Maybe I don't want to go back to an office.
I think people should be okay with letting people out in sweatpants now. I don't think I think we should have
business casual is now.
I think we should have a day or two where people dress up like
fleece.
I think the rest of it should just why do we have to be uncomfortable?
Number 9, coupons. This is from Mom.
Yeah, I don't do this. I guess I should. I don't like. Well, I'm not organized enough to do my own builds and everything, to do coupons. But yes, if you do,
I will say that this photograph I took, the picture on this page is mine. That is not how disorganized my coupons are. I did that for effect. I just want people to know when you download this, you're not like, oh my God, dude.
You probably have digital. There's a lot of digital coupons and digital things that I would recommend using, because it's ridiculous to pay full price for anything anymore. Like everything at a discount. That's kind of the theme of that one.
Well, it's funny you say that. Excuse me, because when I needed to go to your pharmacy to get medication the day you had your surgery, it was way too expensive. It was like hundreds of dollars for your medication, but GoodRx had it for like $55.
Just like I'm shitting on CVS, which they should be shit on. GoodRx, like for anybody that does not use GoodRx, I will never not use GoodRx again. Well, GoodRx, I don't know what the deal is with them. I have no idea how that actually works, but they have amazing discounts. If your insurance does not cover meds or doesn't cover them to the full extent, GoodRx is tremendous.
Well, I'm about 4 weeks away from not having health insurance, which is going to be a whole nother conversation on this show that we're probably going to have. I've used Canadian pharmacies, but GoodRx actually has better prices for some medication than the Canadians. I mean,
which is amazing. That's dude. Why'd you have to mention that? Can we talk about that soon? Like maybe off the air?
What are you talking about?
You need to have insurance, bro.
I'll get it. I just don't. Why can't I mention that? You talked for 14 minutes about our dead grandfather's a bird. I can't just mention that I'm not going to have health insurance starting in May. It's a little bit on my mind.
I'm saying that it's something that's concerning to me, and I now you put it in my head. But okay, let's continue.
You're talking to birds.
I'm not talking to birds. I'm talking to my grandfather who happened to come back as a bird.
Now you're worried because I'm being conscientious about needing a good price on medication?
No, I wasn't worried about your meds. I was worried about you not having health insurance.
Number 10 starts the revive section, revive and refresh. Number 10 is your body. And we're not going to give the tips out on this one, but I will say this. I looked this up, and when we were coming up with this, the tips are from a lot of places, a lot of people, but I'm a fact-based guy, right? You know that, like being a journalism person for a long time. I want to back this up with facts. Fact from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services: Americans spend 7.7 hours per day being sedentary. That's problematic.
Sitting.
Yeah, being stationary, sedentary. Yeah.
Outside of sleeping.
Right. Yeah. Like sitting at your desk or sitting around watching TV and stuff.
I can barely sit through this show. So yeah.
Number 11. But there are great tips on number 10, like great tips from our
All
people.
All of them are great.
And no, I know, but in that one particular, we're talking about the sedentary thing.
Get it. It's free. Why would you not want this? Spring cleaning. Divorceplaybook.com/spring cleaning.
All one word. Number 11, under the refresh category, go do something you love.
Yeah,
we go into that's pretty obvious, but we go into some depth about that, and there's actually some information.
I think that one, like a lot of these are very practical. That one is something that people push off all the time because we're busy and everything else. Like be a little bit selfish and do something for yourself, because if you do, everyone around you is better. Everyone around you is better. So do something that you love is a pretty easy one, but our own stuff does get pushed to the side for sure.
And I'll say this, guy, the one thing that the way I take that is right after the one about like fixing your body or whatever. Like, I don't like to run. I'm not a runner, but you put a soccer ball at my feet, and I'll run around a field for a long time because I love that. And so like, I'm not going to run, but I will go play soccer because that's something I love to do. And I'm getting the exercise.
But that's the whole point. Like we're not saying to people like, oh, it's spring now, like go work out and be miserable. We're saying go do something you love. It doesn't have to with exercise. Like go do something.
Well, that's number 12.
If you like to walk around, if you like to knit, if you like to garden, if you like to whatever it is, like just do something that like gives yourself a little bit of happiness.
Number 12 is set realistic goals. Now, we talk about that specifically with regard to exercise because it follows that up. But to your point, the gardening, the cleaning, the house, I used to have a list and it was overwhelming. I had to write down a list of all the things I had to do because I felt like I was not accomplishing anything. And I would put clean house. And if I didn't finish it, I was fall into a depressed hole. Like, I'm worthless. And this is the truth. Like, I can't do anything. And my therapist and I talked about this, and she's like, well, why are you just giving it all or nothing? Break it down. So I used to do vacuum as one, dust as one, dust upstairs as one, like, and as detailed as I could. So then I look at my list and I'm like, well, I didn't get nothing done today. I got 11 out of 17 things done. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Because I set realistic goals.
I think saying realistic goals. One other thing that I'll just jump back to the last one, doing something to make yourself happy. I used to have this thing that I used to do with my kids that was like, what happened that was good today. And I recognize, I mean, this happens to me all the time, that I don't really have great days sometimes. Like some days are really hard. And so I can remember at the end of the day, before we went to bed, we'd be laying in my bed and I would say like, Jack, what good happened to you today? And you would tell me what good happened, and Luke, what happened to you? Yeah, which I think is a great exercise.
When you're depressed, you want to run away and hide. It's a very difficult thing when you're
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So I was having a really bad day. And so some would say I was having a depressed day, right? I understand it's different than being depressed.
Go ahead. I didn't say anything.
I was having a bad day, but my kids were there and I couldn't let them feel like I was having such a terrible day. I couldn't come up with a thing. So I said to them, I was like, I had a really good apple. It was crunchy on the outside. It was juicy on the inside, and it was really delicious. And they both looked at me. They're like, the best thing that happened to you today was you had a good apple. And I said, yeah, you know what? Like, I had a tough day, but I always try and look for the positive in my days. I do. And that day was really tough, but I had a good apple. And that's what I was making sure that I did something that I loved. And I love an apple. I love a good apple. And I grabbed an apple and it made my day.
And that also ties into number 5 with the mindfulness, is appreciate the small things, invest in that time. Number 13, refresh your social feeds, much like we said about your phone. Do that on social media as well. Number 14, we're now into the back to the endure. Well, not, it's actually new. So endure. Number 14, similar to the one we just mentioned, eliminate external triggers. And that could mean social media. It could mean TV news. It could mean your annoying neighbor.
It could mean CVS.
It could mean an indeterminate pharmacy of people who might have also been having a rough day because they get yelled at all the time. I'm not defending them. I'm just saying.
Don't defend them.
I'm not, but you didn't tell the particulars, so now it just feels like you're shitting on people. But nonetheless,
I'm not shitting on people at all. You think anyone who knows me, do you really think that I would just shit on people? If I'm shitting on you, it's because you definitely triggered to this point me in a horrible way.
We're gonna jump through 15 and 16 without really talking about it too much, because this is one of those.
You got to read it.
This is one of those you have to read it, download it again. Divorceplaybook.com/spring cleaning. We talk a lot about very like sort of in-depth behavioral therapy things, distress tolerance, and ways to really help yourself in a crisis situation. This is, to me, that's worth the price of admission. Oh, by the way, it's free.
When it is priced, all of these are worth it.
Yes,
but
yes.
Anyway,
but this is really helpful stuff.
Like we said, because it's free, just download it, look at it for yourself. Use some of them. You don't do all of them, but share it with people that it would make sense for. If we're gonna put it out there, evangelize it, please. Yes, like, that would be cool.
At some point, though, I would want them to share it with people and just share the link, not the actual PDF, so then we can make some money off of some of them people that we don't know.
Whatever, you're already putting it out there for free.
I want to give it to the people who listen to us free. I don't know if they should be giving it out.
But if you're listening to us and you're and you talk and you think about us at all, or you want to share something with your friends that might not like podcasts or might not listen to podcasts or might not think that this is for them. This is not just for divorced people, by the way. This is kind of for anyone sprinkling your life. So if you're thinking about like, oh, you like us and we're funny or whatever, you like our banter, and you want to share something we've done with people, this is not about divorce so much, although we talk a lot about divorce and how it's better to clean up, spring cleaning for your life. Send this out to anybody.
Stop talking about what it's not about and let's keep going. Number 17, try one new thing. Now, we're not going to talk about what we suggest. There's a model for this that we suggest, which I think is really helpful. And it's certainly something that I'm going to start doing because it's going to enhance your life, not just every day, but every week, every year of your life. Why is this so important? This is from Forbes. We found this. Got new experiences trigger the release of dopamine, motivating us, which in turn leads to neurogenesis, the creation of new neurons and new neural connections. Literally doing new things makes your brain better.
Amen.
Number 18, along those lines, say something nice to someone new every day. You should say something nice to people every day, but just find somebody new, a new Instagram account, whatever, a friend.
You could do it online. You could do it via text. You could do it in person, somebody at the grocery store. If that's all you're doing, like me, like you only really go to the grocery store, that's your interactions. Like just be nice to the deli guy, be nice to the checkout person,
the
pharmacist. Look, I like lots of pharmacists. This one I happen to not like, and so if you ever run into this pharmacist near my house who is working on weekends, she is not a nice person.
Okay, by the way, if somebody is going to, and you already said the store near your house, they know way too much about you if they're just listeners of the show. Like if they're at the pharmacy near your house, like that's a different concern.
Right. So don't be stalkerish about it. All I'm saying is that be nice to most people. Don't be nice to that pharmacist.
Number 19, under the evolve section. This is one of yours, so I'm just going to defer to you afterwards to see if you want to actually talk about it, which is get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, this is like one of my biggest mottos in life. Within work, for my kids, and this actually, I will say this about the kids, that this was something that we were talking about earlier on when Jack was looking at colleges, that my ex really at first, and I'll give her credit for coming around on this, but at first she really wanted Jack to look at schools that are close by. Like, it's like stay in the bubble, like, drive to the school, you come home if you're homesick, blah, blah. And I was like, hell no. Like, life is all about getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. I'm in uncomfortable situations almost every day of my life. And you just learn to appreciate and accept them because you learn a lot from them. And the biggest thing I said to Jack was, I was like, nope. I was like, dude, you need to start looking outside the bubble and like look at getting on an airplane. God forbid, like an airplane. I know that's a big deal. So he started looking at other schools, and here we are.
Yeah,
here we go. Go Gators.
By the way, this one, number 19, is probably my favorite design. I think this is I did it, but like I think it's well designed and kind of looks cool. This one is one of my favorites, and it's actually funny because I spent about an hour trying to find the perfect picture for this one. And anyone who gets this reference, please send me a direct message and just like give me a thumbs up or whatever kind of emoji that you get this. But get comfortable being uncomfortable. I was either going to put a picture of a young Ben Affleck or the back of a Volkswagen. And if anyone gets either of those references, which is the same reference, please let me know.
Yeah. I yeah.
Movie
Let's end.
reference from the 90s,
I,
Scott, just so you
yeah. I gotcha. So that one I really love. And I will say just at this point, because we're almost done with these, is that what's nice is we we have a team, as everyone knows, we have a team of people that are helping out with this and making them rich and everything. But I will give credit where credit is due. Dan is an awesome designer and designed all of this. So as you download it and take a look, it's really well designed, easy to read, and you should appreciate all the elements that go into it. So lots of people who are quote unquote, or maybe not quote unquote, experts in their field that have helped with some of these, and some of these have just come from a lot of experience and stuff like that. But the design is all Dan.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate that, and I had fun doing this. This is a different kind of style that I've done before, and I really, hopefully, it came out pretty good. Number 20 under the evolve category: set aside time to worry. This is something that I did not know and have been taught by people how to do and what to do, and it's a really, really useful. You can't just say like, "Oh, don't worry about it." You need to worry about it, but you need to set aside time in your day to worry. And we talk from some of the experts that we know and stuff, sort of how to do that on this page. And it's one of those like, yeah, clean your fridge, fine. But like, this is one of those that's really going to help your daily life.
Yeah. Well, it's something that I didn't know I was doing this wrong or how to do it right or whatever.
100%.
And by reading it, it actually did help me, because we all worry, and worry, like you said, worrying is okay, but you can't let it leak into all the other aspects of your day. So you need to set aside time to do it properly.
Can I tell you a story that I wasn't going to tell you? But since you brought up our grandparents, I can tell you. So
is it about birds?
No, but it's about our grandparents. So when Pop died, my mom gave me the bracelet that he made when he was in the Navy. I wore it every single day. Occasionally I'd take it off. But I never really wore it around the house. I would always have that and my wedding ring. Well, obviously I don't have a wedding ring anymore. And so I would have the bracelet and I would just kind of put it wherever, because like it hits the desk and it's loud or whatever. Well, then pandemic happens and I don't go out anywhere that much. And so I just stopped wearing it. And then I realized I go out and I'm not wearing it, but I couldn't find it. And I'm like, where the hell is that bracelet? And I was like, I'm not going to worry about it. Well, when I came up to you, I had this weird familial guilt. I can't find it. I think maybe I knocked it off when I was cleaning one day, like into a trash can, and I accidentally threw it out. And I'm like, I spent like a half hour last week talking to my therapist about this. Like, I feel like I'm irresponsible. I feel like I've let down our family, and I'm horrified by it. And every day Scott, every day I go through and look around the apartment at the same places I've looked every day. Just maybe it'll show up one day. Maybe a gremlin stole it and is just fucking with me, and now they'll put it back. But I was getting overwhelmed and I was getting panicked, and I set aside time every day to look for it and worry. And then the rest of the day, I try and just, move past it and not let it overwhelm me, because honestly, like I'm like getting very emotional now about it. Like it's very distressing to me. And this being taught this has helped me get through the last couple of weeks and not feel like I'm a failure and I'm a terrible person.
I think that's a good example. I can ask Pub Up if you want me to.
Number 21, which is the last one under the evolve. The image is a coffee mug that says, "What good shall I do this day?" And the number 21 is give back and pay forward, which is pretty self-explanatory. We explain ways you can do it.
Yeah. That's just, I feel like I embody this. I really do. I think this, by the way, I actually think this show in and of itself is a part of what we do in terms of giving back and paying forward. And so to that point, and we didn't do this on purpose at all, but if you're going to download this, which we hope you do, pay it forward and share it with those that could find it useful or can benefit from one or all of these spring cleaning tips. Because like we said, it benefits everybody. We spent a lot of time, effort, research, putting this together. And number 21 on the list, you don't have to do anything. You could just download this and share it with a couple friends.
It's paying forward.
Paying it forward.
Because not only are you helping your friends by giving them a list of things that can help them, you're helping us by sharing the kind of stuff that we're doing, and hopefully that will grow our audience. And it helps everybody.
And I honestly think for those of you that are thinking like, oh, my friends are good, they're like they have all their stuff organized, whatever it might be. Remember what we've said time and time again is that you never know what anyone else has got going on. Let me tell you, from somebody who's got a lot going on right now that people don't know, well, they do now because you put up the pictures of my back. It takes, some of these things take over your life. And if somebody were to send me a guide like this, obviously I don't need you to send me it. Please don't send it to me. Like, we built it, we created it. But if somebody were to send me something like this, that's a good friend. Like, I really appreciate that, because I do, like, you don't know what I have to go through. There's 21 things here. Maybe I don't need all 21, but some of them would be really good for me, especially at this point, because you don't know what I have going on, and I need help. And I do need help. And I think that's what you need to remember, is that everyone needs a little bit of help. You're not sure where you can help people. If you're not sure where you can help people, I know the days of regular old books are kind of, by the way, it's that, even of newspapers and stuff like that. Like, maybe people don't get newspapers as much anymore. You get it online. This is easily shareable, downloadable. Share with your friends. I don't mean to harp on that too much, but I do think that this is so good that, and you know, and Dan, you and I have talked about this quite a bit, is like, what's our mission? What's our mission or vision of like why we're doing this, and what are we doing? And I think the number one vision that we both agreed about is, we just want to help as many people as possible. And I think this is one way we can do it. And I'm kind of joking in the sense of, when I was giving you crap about making this for free, we're doing it for free simply because we want this to be in the hands of thousands, hundreds of thousands.
Oh yeah, no, trust me.
So that's
just two things on that, and we'll skip the 30 for 30. We can do that another time, because we obviously spent more on this than maybe we should have. But let me just say that these two bits of it, Scott. One, I've been saying, don't just send it to your friends. Send your friends the link to download it, please, because it is a bigger file. We wanted to give it in full. You know, we can, if somebody texts us or DMs us and be like, this file is too big, I can't fit it on my phone, like, I can send you a lower res version, whatever. But it's a bigger file. So don't just like text this to your friends and be like, hey, read this. Give them the link. Let them download it. Yes, of course, maybe your email address might have to show up on the page or whatever, but we're trying to help people. And this is people who we are trying to sort of grow this community, and we would very much appreciate you doing that as well. But the link is a better thing to send, because they're going to get mad at you if you try to send them like a 25 megabyte file out of nowhere. That's a public service announcement. The other thing I just want to say back to you, and this is the last thing that I have on this, Scott. You said that you may not need all of these. You know, somebody may not need all of these. We talk about that on the first page. Do one of them, and then do one of them the next day or the next week. You know, just try, pick and choose. You don't have to go in order. They're not in any order. They're organized, but they're not in any order. So it's not like you have to do step 1 before you do step 21. You can do whatever you want. But I would be fascinated, Scott, if there's a person out there on this planet who would look at all of these and be like, yeah, I do all those already. Like, there's no way. They're so diverse.
If you are that person, please reach out to us and we'll have you as a guest on the show.
Because you're amazing.
Because you clearly have you are the most amazing person in the world. Because you have your act together so much that, you know, that would be truly remarkable.
Yeah. So I think
for the rest of everybody who will not be on the show as a guest, because you don't have all your shit together, get it, share the link. I agree, share the link. That's fine. Whatever. Like I think it's just important, though.
I just mean from a logistical standpoint.
No, I understand. I think it's just important, though, to reiterate the fact that I certainly have recognized this over the past few weeks, months, that life is hard, and we were met with many challenges, and any bit of help, a helpful hand, whatever it might be, is amazing. And, you know, so this is our way to try and help more people. So help us help others.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were gonna throw up the old. I'm done.
Oh, good. Yeah, because I got to run. So as we're helping that and everything, and a part of the spring clean thing, which is not necessarily directly a part of this guide, which we always, you know, again, appreciate you downloading it, sharing it, etc. Is a lot of this can definitely, you can take it as far as you want to take it. You can take these 21 things that you can do for yourself, and it's not as easy just to share it. You could print it out. It's not as easy to share it with your kids, but your kids, especially if you have teenagers, your kids can really benefit from a lot of this stuff too. Share a couple of them with them. Share a couple of them, or share with them the experience that it's not a terrible thing. If you have your kids 50% of the time, let's just say, I know a lot of people don't, but if you have your kids 50% of the time, it's okay to take one of these things as a project and do it with them. So as an example, one of the things I'm doing with Luke, and by the way, I'm gonna pay him because he wants to make money and he's about to become like a umpire.
Fix your ridiculous pantry. Is that you're gonna?
So I don't know if that might be too big of a project for him to fix my ridiculous pantry. But what we are gonna do is we're gonna go through the bathroom, through the medicine cabinets and the drawers and everything that I have in my bathroom, and get rid of everything that's expired.
Yeah.
Because things do expire, and get rid of everything that expires, and then just sort of organize things a little bit better. I'm going to do that with Luke because it just teaches the kids a little bit of responsibility, a little bit of like what to look into and all that other stuff. So do these things for yourself, be a little selfish with it, but also the ones that you feel like are relevant, invite your kids into the experience, because as everyone knows, we do a lot of this stuff to help people out there. But my motto and my feeling is kids first.